Friends, now we start with the exercise 11b. In this exercise, you are given decimal numbers to round off. In the exercise 11a, you were given whole numbers which you were asked to round off. Here, you are given decimal numbers. Now you know what are decimal numbers? Yes, decimal number is another way of representing the fraction. Suppose you have the fraction 76758 upon 100. This is a fraction with the numerator and denominator. You can turn this into a decimal number. You can say 7.58. So in place of this two zeros, like two zeros you have in the denominator, leave two places and put a decimal. So this fraction I have changed into a decimal number. So decimal number is another way of representing a fraction. Now in a decimal number has two parts. Can you see? This is one part, this is second part, and both the parts are separated by a dot, which is called a decimal point. So this part is called the whole part. This part is called the whole part, and this part is called the decimal part. This part, whole part. This before the decimal is whole part, after the decimal is decimal part. So suppose I have a big number like 768. So now we will learn about the place values of the decimal numbers. Suppose you have a big number like 867. Before the decimal, I said this is a whole number part, so you have the place values like ones, tens, hundreds that you have learned, then 1000, then 10,000. But after the decimal, we have the place values tens. Immediate after the point, the first digit which is there, it has the place value of tens, then hundreds. Suppose one more number is there that has the place value thousands. So tens, hundreds and thousands, these are the place values after the decimal. So if I draw a place value chart, on the left hand side you have ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, right? As you have learned, this is a whole number part. And after the decimal, what are the place values? Tens, hundreds, you add th, okay, hundreds, and then you have thousands, and then 10,000s, like this, ths, th, like this. So before the decimal, the place values are ones, tens, hundred, thousand, and after the decimal, you have the place value. For the decimal part, you have the place values tens, hundreds, thousands. We come to the exercise. Here we say the first question is round off to the nearest one. To the nearest one. Now this one place value is in which part? It is in the whole number part. This is one value, right? So when I have to round off to nearest one, so I will underline the one value, the digit at the ones place, and I will look at the next digit, the digit after the decimal. The rule is the same. As this digit to the right of 1 is more than 5, so it means this 1 will change to the next digit and it will become 2, because this digit is more than 5, so it will become 2.0. Or you can simply write 2 also, because 2.0 or only 2 is the same thing. Now come to the next one, which is the ones place. This is the ones place, so you can underline it. Now to the immediate right of 3, at the 10th place, what is the digit? It's 0, which is less than 5. It means that 3 will not change. So you can write 3.00, both of these will become 0, or you can write only 3. It's the same thing. Any whole number, I can convert this into a decimal number by putting as many zeros as I want. It will not change this whole number, or you can simply write it 4. Now 39.6, which is the digit at the ones place. This is the digit at the ones place. To the immediate right of this 9, you can see it's 6, which is more than 5. It means 9 will become 10. 9 will become 10, and 1 I will carry, and 3 and 1 will become 4. So this will become 40.0, or I said you can write only 40. Now look at this, the one digit at the ones place is 9, and to the immediate right of 9, this is 9, which is more than 5. It means 9 will become 10. 9 will become 10. So in place of this 9, I'll write 0, and this 1 I will carry to the next one, and this will become 100. Okay, so 100.0, or you write only 100. It's the same thing. To the second question. In the second question, they are saying round off to one place of decimal. Now I said this is the decimal part. After decimal, this is the decimal part, and these are called decimal places. So how many decimal places are there? There are 2 decimal places. 2 decimal places. There are how many decimal places? 3 decimal places. How many decimal places? 3 decimal places. Okay, so round off to one place of decimal. It means one place of decimal means that they are talking about the 10th place. This is the first place of decimal, and in the brackets they have told you to nearest 10th. Sorry, this is nearest 10th they have written. Okay, so it means which is a 10th place after the decimal. It's the first place. 10th, then comes 100th, I told you, then comes 100th, and then comes thousands. So 10th place is after the decimal, just after the decimal, it's the 10th place. So it means I have to round off this number to one place of decimal, or you can say nearest 10th. So nearest 10th I have to round off. So I will mark the 10th place and look at the digit to the right of that. So you can see at the 100th place it is 6, which is more than 5. It means 0 will become 1. This 0 will become 1. Okay, 2.1. And then come to here, this is the 10th place, and to the right of the 10th place at the 100th place it is 7, which is more than 5. It means this 5 will become 6, and the whole part will remain the same. So 25.6. Now this is the 10th place, and to the right of 10th place you can see it is 5. So even if it is 5, this 9 will become 10. So this will become 10. So in place of 9 I'll write 0, and 1 I will carry to the whole number part. So this will become 251.0. So it will not matter whether we write afterwards or no, but because they have asked you to round off to one place of decimal, so I will limit my answer to one place only after the decimal. Now look at the 10th place, and to the right of the 10th place it is 5, and even if you have 5, it means this number at the 10th place will change to the next digit, and it will become 6, and the whole number part will be the same. So 2431.6. So I have rounded off to one place of decimal. So we require only to write after the decimal only up to one place. Okay class, now the third question. The third question says round off to second place of decimal. So which is the second place of decimal? This is the first place of decimal, and this is the second place of decimal. So which place is this? This is 10th place, and this is what? this is 100th place. It means I have to round off these numbers to the 100th place. So this is 100th place. So you can mark it the 100th place, and now we will look at the digit immediate to the right of this. बिल्कुल इसके साथ वाला number means to the 1000th place. So this is 4 means less than 5. So this means that 5 will remain 5 only. So what will be the answer? 3.25. So I will not change because the next digit is less than 5. Now they are asking you to round off to second place of decimal. So I will leave my answer to the 2 places of decimal only. Now here the second place is this. Okay, so look at to the right of this number, it's 4, which is less than 5. So it means 0 will remain 0 only. Then you have 9 and 0.90 is your answer. So I will leave my answer till second place of decimal, means 2 places of decimal. Now look at the next one. This is the second place of decimal, means the 100th place. To the right of the 100th place at the 1000th place is 7, which is more than 5. So it means 9 will become what? 9 will become 10. So 0 you will write here and 1 you will carry. So it will become 1. And the answer will be 101.10. So I will leave my answer till 2 places of decimal. Now if you will look at this, this is 4. To the right of 4 it's 6. The second place is this, which is 4. The digit is 4. To the right of the 4 you have 6, which is more than 5. It means 4 will become 5. So this is more than 5, so 4 will become 5, 0.59432. So here, because they want the answer till second place of decimal, so I will leave my answer to 2 places of decimal. Now for the fourth question, they are saying round off to 3 places of decimal. So look at the third place of decimal. This is first place, second place, and this is third place, right? And what is the place value of this? This was 10th, 100th and thousands. It means I have to round off these numbers to nearest which place? 1000th place. 1000th place. So I'll mark the 1000th place, and to the right of the 1000th place it's 8. So which is more than 5. It means this 7 will become 8, right? And the rest of the numbers will remain the same. Now to the third place of decimal, means the 1000th place is 5. To the right of 5 it is 7, which is more than 5. It means this 5 will become 6 and the rest of the digits will remain same. Now to the 1000th place is 9, and to the right of 9 it is 6, which is more than 5. It means 9 will become 10. So in place of 9 I'll write 0 and 1 I will carry. So this will become 4. So what you will get? 68.140. Now to the this is the third place of decimal. To the right it is 9. So this 9 is more than 5. It means 0 will become 1. So what will be the answer? It will be 601. So I have written my answers to the 3 places of decimal. Now in the fifth question, they are saying write the quotient rounded off to the first decimal place. It means these numbers 2 are given which I have to divide. It means first of all I have to find the quotient, then I have to round off that quotient to first decimal place. Now first let me divide this numbers. 11 divided by 8. 8 ones are 8. How much is left? 3. So there is no digit left over here. So how I will continue this sum. So how can I continue this sum? So I will put a point over here and add 1 0. Once you put a point in the quotient, you can keep on adding zeros in the dividend, right? So I'll put a point here and I'll put a 0 here in the dividend and bring this 0 down. So 8 3s is 24. How much is left? 6. Now I said once you put a point here, you can keep on adding the zeros in the dividend. So put a 0 again, because my again remainder is left and I want to continue this sum. So 6, this becomes 60. So 8 7s is 56. Now again 4 is left, no digit here, so I can again add 1 0 and bring this 0 down. So 8 5s are 40. So I am not left with any remainder, and I've got the quotient 1.375. Now they are saying this is the quotient, and they are saying write the quotient rounded off to first decimal place. Now I have to round off this quotient. So to the first decimal place, this is the first decimal place. First decimal place means the 10th place. So I have to round off this decimal number now. So this is the first decimal place. I will look to the right of the first decimal place, which is 7 more than 5. So it means 3 will become 4. So what will be my answer? It will be 1.4. So I have rounded off the quotient to the first decimal place. Start with the sixth question. They are saying write the quotient rounded off to the second decimal place. Okay, so first of all, these two numbers are given, which I will divide. 15 divided by 7. Now 7 2s are 14. I get the remainder 1, but I want to continue this sum. Okay, so I'll put a point here. I'll put a decimal in the quotient, and I said once you put a decimal in the quotient, you can add zeros in the dividend. So bring this 0 down. Now 7 1s are 7. You are left with 3. Now again I want to continue this sum. So 0, you bring 0 1 more, you add, and this 0 you bring down. Now 7 4s is 28. Now 2 is left, and you can add one more 0 here. Bring this 0 down. Now 7 2s is 14, and you are left with 6. Now in the question they wanted the quotient to be rounded off to the second place. Now when I have solved till here, I got the quotient 2.142, though my sum is not finished, but I can finish off here because I want my answer only to the second place, and I know the third place also. So I don't need to go for the fourth place. I can find my answer with these 3 places only, because I have to round off the number to the second decimal place, because I have the second decimal place also and I have the third decimal place also. So I can find my answer as the question requires. So when I round off this quotient to the second decimal place, this is the second decimal place, and I will look at the digit next to it, which is 2, which is less than 5. So it means 4 will remain 4, and my answer will be 2.14. Okay, so now come to the C part. So this is a decimal number. I have to divide this with 11. So as you know, first I have to divide 5, but 5 is smaller than 11, so I cannot take 5 alone. I have to take 53, but in between you have a sign of point. This point, decimal point you have, it means this point you will put in the quotient first, and then you can bring both digits together. And also you can see 5. First of all, I'll take 5. I cannot divide with 11, so you put a 0. Okay, now because a decimal is there, so first put a decimal here, then you bring both the digits together. Now this will become 53. So now where it will go on the table of 11? 11 4s are 44, and how much will be left? 9. So this becomes 97. 11 8s are 88. So how much is left? 9. So 9 is left, and because already you have a decimal here, so you can put one more 0 in the dividend and bring it down, and this will be 11 8s are 88. Now sorry, 2 is left. Now I can leave my answer here because I want only 3 decimal places. I want only up to 3 decimal places because I have to round off the number to second decimal place. Now I have the second decimal place also. By looking at the third decimal place, now I can round off. So I have stopped my answer with 3 decimal places. Now this is second decimal place. Look at the right of the second decimal place. It's 8 more than 5. It means this 8 will become 9. And what will be the answer to the second decimal place? 0.49 will be the answer. In the 7th question, they are saying write the quotient to the 3 places of decimals. So I have to round the quotient to the 3 places of decimal. So I will find the quotient first. 17 divided by 13. So 13 ones are 13. So what you get? 4. So I have to continue this sum till I get, because I have to round out to 3 decimal places, so I should get 4 decimal places. Okay, I have to continue this sum till I get 4 decimal places. So put a decimal and put a 0 in the dividend. Bring this 0 down, so you will get 13 3s are 39. Now 1 is left. Okay, so again put a 0 and bring this 0 down. Now this 10 I cannot solve with 13 because it's smaller than 13. So take one more 0, but because I cannot solve this 0 with the table of 13, so I'll put a 0 in the quotient, and then you bring this 0 down. Now 13 7s is 91. And how much is left? 8. Now I said I want my answer till 4 decimal places because I have to round off the third decimal place, and for that I have to find the 4th decimal place. So it becomes, add one more 0, this becomes 18. Okay, so now 13 6 up 78. So how much is left? 2. So I will not continue my sum because I wanted only 4 decimal places. So what is the quotient? 1.3076. Now they are saying to round this off to the third decimal place. So this is the third decimal place. So I will look at the next digit. To the right of 7, it's 6, which is more than 5. It means my answer will be 1.30. This 7 will become 8 because the next digit is more than 5. Okay, so now come to the this C part. It's a decimal number 2.153. I have to divide with 9. So if I take 2 alone, cannot divide with 9 because it is smaller, so I have to take 21, and in between you can see the decimal point. It means I have to put a point, and 21 I'll bring together. To the right of this point, decimal point, you can put a 0 because 2 I cannot divide with 9, so I'll put a 0. So 0 point, now this becomes 21, so you can say 9 2s are 18. So how much is left? 3. 35. So 9 3s are 27. So how much is left? 8. Bring this 3 down. 9 9s are 81. But the digits are finished, but I want the answer till 4 decimal places because I have to round off to 3 decimal places, so I need the 4th decimal place. So already the decimal is there, so I can put a 0 in the dividend, bring this 0 down, and 9 2s are 18. So I can finish off here because I have got 4 decimal places. So what is the quotient? 0.2392. Now I have to round off to the 3 decimal places. So this is the third decimal place. Look to the right of this third decimal place, which is 2 less than 5. So it means 9 will remain same. So what will be the answer? It will be 0.239. So I have rounded off this number to 3 decimal places.